Hello and welcome back, guys, to the channel. And on today's video, we are mainly going to be breaking down the sessions, right? How to trade the sessions, how the sessions are used, and how they can help you to become a profitable trader. But before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe if you haven't, and of course, turn that bell button on for notifications. And let's get into it, guys. The most important part in trading is knowing your pairs, right? You need to know that I myself, I will trade these specific pairs, right? According to the kind of texture or my understanding or the reliance of the strategy with them, right? Me personally, this right here is my watch list, right? This right here is my watch list. I particularly trade these USD pairs on the most part, and some of these JPY pairs, right? And these indices are just for directional biases, right? I don't trade these indices, right? They're just there for directional biases. Why? Because I have the DXY, which is the dollar currency index for the USD directional bias, and the JPX, which is the JPY currency index for the JPY's directional bias, right? So with knowing your pairs, right? Okay, for example, I myself, right? So I'm gonna break down these sessions and this knowledge to you guys in terms of what I do and how I do it, right? So per se, me, I trade these pairs, right? So firstly, I have these USD pairs, which are mostly Euro USD, Pound USD, the gold, and of course USD CAD. So with now being on the Pound USD chart, right? This is the 2-hour chart of the Pound USD. So this is the Pound USD chart. Okay, so whenever I want to trade the Pound USD, that means that there's a specific time that I need to come into the market, in which in that specific time the market is going to present itself in the most ascertained way, right? In which I'm going to have my positions in there and take the most part of the market to get the most part of the money, right? Now, if you want to become a good and profitable trader, you need to trade at the times in which there's actual moves or real moves in the market. And those moves occur in their specific sessions, right? So I'm having the pound USD, which is a pair consisted of two currencies, the pound and the US dollar. That means this pair is going to be mostly active within two major sessions, which are what? The London session. Why? Because we have the pound. And the New York session. Why? Because we have the USD, right? We have the dollar. That means this pair will be at its most volatile and give out the most of the money throughout those sessions, right? And when you go outside of those sessions, you will find that there is no actual real moves, and there is lesser money in those sessions, right? For example, like the Asian session, right, where the pound is dormant and the USD is dormant, right? So that means that if we want to trade this pair in the most consistent and profitable way, then we need to approach these pair during its sessions time, which is the London session and the New York session, right? Similar, the same occurs to the Euro USD, right? It's a pair that consists the Euro and the dollar, the US dollar. So with the presence of the Euro means that this pair is going to be active in the London session, right? Meanwhile, with the presence of the USD, it also signifies that this pair is going to be also active in the New York session, right? Now, coming back down to these JPYs, right? So this is where I make the difference, right? So we're having a euro in here and the JPY, meaning what? With the presence of the euro, this pair is actually going to be active during the London session. But also with the presence of the Japanese yen, that means this pair is also going to be active during the Asian session. That is when these two pairs are being traded, right? In the actual markets. Now, when you conduct like a research or backtest, you will realize that this pair has a little to no tendency of moving up in moving in a significant sort of way outside its sessions, right? So for example, when you come into the New York session, right, the New York session is based on the what, on the dollars, right? And lo and behold, there is no dollars in here, right? That means in the New York session, more often than not, this pair will likely be dormant, right? Similar applies to these USD pairs, means that what during the Asian session, they will more often than not be dormant. So whenever you want to determine when to trade your specific pair, then you should look at the first pair and the second pair, right? So what consists of this of that pair, right? So that will help you. That will significantly help you to understand when to trade that pair in order for you to make the most money out of it. So um, that's just trick number one. Trick number two is using the volume, right? So let's go to the volume, right? So let's put in like the volume in here and see what happens, right? So we've got the volume back to the market, right? I don't use the volume. This is just for educational purposes, right? So we're on the Euro USD chart on the 2 hour. Now, if you wanna prove everything that I just said, right? We're gonna use the volume profile to prove everything that I just previously said, which will also be confluence number two to your technique, right? So you'll realize that whenever these sessions occur, right? These sessions in accordance to the pair, right? For example, we are having the Euro, that means the London session, right? And also the New York session, right? So this pair will be active during these two sessions. Now, using the volume profile, you will realize that during the London and the New York session, that's when the volume spikes up, right? That is when there is enough volume in the market to make the market actually move. And once those sessions are over, you'll find that there is little to no volume at all, right? So let's see how that's spotted, right? So let's just actually use let's go back a little bit back, right? Say there, right? And let's now start plotting these lines, right? These vertical lines, right? So we're gonna place a line there and a line here, where when the volume comes up and when it diminishes, right? So let's return this a little bit back. Boom. Right now you will realize that the first line, this was 11 a.m. I mean 10 a.m. in the morning, and this is 20 p.m. in the night. So I'm on UTC +3. So 10 a.m. in the morning means what? The open of the London session, and 20 20 hours in the night, which is actually 8 p.m., which means that is when the New York session is closing, right? So lo and behold, you will now realize that during the open of the London session, right, the volume spikes up and then diminishes and goes what? Boom, down, right? During these times, right? The open of the London session and the close of the New York session. That is why I say that with the presence of the euro makes this pair to be volatile during the London session, and also with the presence of the dollar makes this pair also to be volatile during the New York session, right? So with the combination of these two things, that's why this volume profile is acting as it is, right? So that's example number one, right? So let's continue to follow this volume profile, and you will see how that is consistently happening over and over again, right? So we have our line one here, right, when the volume goes up, and our another line here, right, at the diminishing of the volume. Same applies to here and here, right? Volume comes up, right here, volume goes down there, right? Volume comes up, right here, volume goes down there, right? Volume comes up here, volume goes down there, volume comes up here, volume goes down there, right? So these are just lines that I have been plotting whenever the volume is rising and then diminishing, right? Rising, diminishing, rising, diminishing, rising, diminishing, rising, diminishing, rising, diminishing, right? And whenever we look at these lines, right, come to this line, it's 10 a.m. in the morning, 8 p.m. in the night, 10 a.m. in the morning, 8 p.m. in the night, right? 10 a.m. in the morning, 8 p.m. in the night, 10 a.m. in the morning, 8 p.m. in the night, right? 10 a.m. in the morning, 8 p.m. So it's the same thing happening over and over again, right? So that is why I said that if you want to be consistent in trading your pairs, then you should trade them during the market volatility, right? So yet again, we now come to another pair, right? So this is like the Euro JPY. Now, lo and behold, so let's look at how this volume profile is acting on this specific pair. So let's zoom in a little bit and start sticking our lines, right? So, okay, so let's start from where this is like the Euro JPY, right? So, you know, you have 8 to there, and then there to there, right? And then you have there to there, then you have there to there, you have there again to there, and then you have this right here to here, right? So I think this is enough. Okay, coming back to look at this, right? So let's look at the times when these things happened, right? So let's push you back there. Okay, so let's look at these times, right? So this is like 4 p.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning to this is like 6 p.m. in the evening, right? So it's 4 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? Like, again, 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., right? Okay, so again 4 a.m. No, this is 2 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? And then this is like 4 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? 4 a.m. to 6 p.m., 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. So as you can see, guys, 4 a.m. in the night, it's the opening of the Asian session, right? To 6 p.m., which is like almost the mid New York session. So as you can see, this pair having the euro makes it active or volatile in the London session, and with the presence of the JPY, the Japanese yen, which also makes it active during the Asian session. That's why we're seeing the volume step up during this 4 a.m. times, right? So this is, you know, absolute beauty of, you know, everything we do in these currency markets. So with that being said, I hope this you know, struck some knowledge of sessions, on how to use sessions, how to operate within sessions, you know, and how sessions can determine what type of trader you want to be. And of course, guys, we are gonna this is just episode 1 of the you know, we'll call it the session sauce, right? So with that being the episode 1 of the session sauce, we will definitely continue this this whole session thing and see how can we you know, approach the market during this, you know, session opens and session closes, and, you know, whatever the blah 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 is in between there. So with that being said, guys, of course, if you did like the video, then don't forget to hit that like. You can always subscribe if you haven't. Turn that bell button on for notifications. And, you know, until the next one, guys, stay safe. Have a nice trading week. And peace out.